I tell you about them Aquarian women. Oh, you can get me hooked on drugs. Well, basically, he didn't get her hooked on drugs. She just was like, nah, it's here. I'm bored. Let's do it. Basically, you not about to put your hands on me, bruh. That's what I love about them. I don't know one Aquarian woman who takes bush. All my life, I've been waiting for you. No, how you do. Let's continue reading Angel on My Shoulder. Natalie Cole, written by Digby D. I had a boyfriend. His name was Ricky, and he was as cute as could be, but he was kind of a bad boy. He should have been wearing a neon sign that read trouble. And the truth is, I have some bad in me too. Profound. She's taken accountability. I'm really, really impressed with this book because a lot of people don't like to take accountability, but she is an Aquarian woman. They are assholes. They don't care about what you think about them. This is my story, bitch. It belongs to me, and you are blessed that I am giving it to you. Hence, going from neat looking conservative guys to guys who are more than just rough around the edges was no big deal for me. And anyway, I've always been a sucker for a great smile. He was fine and he was sexy and he was just oozing with this little macho thing he had. We hooked up and I ended up getting hooked on heroin. One day I was supposed to meet him at a friend's house. I pulled up in front of the house and knocked. The door was unlocked, so I walked in. I called out, but nobody answered. I went upstairs above the second story to a top floor, like an attic. There was my boyfriend with his friends. They were all shooting up. I went over and sat near the window on this beautiful sunny day. Okay, pause. Let me tell you something. Remember, Rick James used to shoot dope too. When we read his book, he explained to us that there was a time where shooting dope, believe it or not, was just like smoking weed. I went over and sat near the window on this beautiful sunny day. Then I asked to try it right then and there. Even though I was shocked to find them doing that, I was still trying on some level to make people like me, to be one of the gang. I also thought hard drugs was LSD and acid was fun. I'd already done that, so you couldn't tell me nothing. I was so stupid. I didn't even know I was stupid. Rick gave me a little mound to snort. Now almost everyone who snorts heroin for the first time gets violently ill. They get nauseated and throw up, but not me. No siree. For better or worse, I was blessed with a garbage can constitution. And no surprise here, I liked it. The only reaction I had was to get totally high. That was my introduction into the world of heroin. I was working a lot with the band all the time now. In May of 1973, I was one of the last acts to work at the old Copacabana where my father had so much success early in his career. Unlike Dad, however, I wasn't a headliner. I was the opener for a group called the Cornelius Brothers and Sister Rose. At the Copa, I had got to meet Jules Podell, a man with a big cigar and high friends in low places. He was cool with me, very cool, but he didn't give me a lot of credit for being able to stand alongside my father's shoes, let alone fill them. A heroin high is like being deliciously sleepy, feeling warm and flushed with not a care in the world. I loved the feeling and wanted to go to the next level from snorting to skin popping. What's crazy is my mother used to say that term all the time. I'm like, skin popping? What the hell is a skin pop, mama? What is that? I'm about to tell you. Skin popping is like getting a tetanus booster at the doctor's office. In medical terms, it's intramuscular muscular, not intravenous. I was slowly getting addicted and I learned how to administer the shots myself. I went from skin popping once a day to twice a day to 4 times a day, but I had no trouble performing. So why not up the ante some more? I wanted to try the real deal. I wanted to learn how to shoot up. Within a month or so, Rick showed me how to do it. The procedure is like giving blood at the doctor's office, except that stuff is going in, not coming out. The crazy part is that I have small veins and they are known as rollers. Me too. That's why I don't never want to have diabetes, even though I didn't ate 4 Krispy Kremes today. I don't ever want to deal with them motherfuckers trying to find my veins and purify your blood. Girl, I don't even know the right word, but I don't want to deal with that. I told my family, look, if I get the diabetes, man, just let me go. I've got one vein in my hand that I basically killed. I'm a lefty, so working with my right and shooting up into my left hand became a real test of my manual dexterity. It was the only vein that worked, and it worked well for a while until it just didn't work anymore. I wore it out. I could tie my wrists with almost anything, a belt, a scarf, a string. I could even do it without tying off. I remember a couple of times I was looking for veins in my ankle. I was a creative junkie. Eventually, I got hooked. I hid my addiction as best I could from my mother. This was not as difficult as it would seem. I don't think it's difficult because your mammy, and she don't give a fuck. She's not present. She has the type of mother, and some people are like this, that's just so full with themselves. And I know you like, you mean full of themselves? No, I mean full with themselves. They're so complete in this that anything outside of this is just a consequence. I can't pay attention to you and your addiction because I'm too busy paying attention to me. Eventually, I got hooked. I hid my addiction as best as I could from my mother. This was not as difficult as it would seem. Although my proper image conscious mother would have been all over me for my drug use, her attention was diverted by the new life she was struggling to build for herself. By this time, my mother had been remarried for a few years. Her new husband was a screenwriter named Gary Vore. When my mother got serious about Gary, she was nervous about how we would all deal with it. He was white, pretty cool, and Jewish. He was 15 years younger than she was at the time and very different from her previous husband, my dad. I was grown, so I wasn't looking for a father figure. Well, that's not exactly true. I was still looking, but in all the wrong places. My mom and Gary were long divorced when he came to a tragic end. When she remarried, Mom sold the family estate in Hancock Park, and they all moved to Tyringham in the artsy part of western Massachusetts. The twins really grew up there. Tyringham was Norman Rockwell territory. It's not far from Stockbridge, best known to many baby boomers as the location of Alice's restaurant, made famous by Arlo Guthrie. My relationship with my gangster boyfriend, Rick, ended after a physical altercation between the two of us. What I tell you about them Aquarian women? Oh, you can get me hooked on drugs. Well, basically, he didn't get her hooked on drugs. She just was like, it's here. I'm bored. Let's do it. Basically, you're not about to put your fucking hands on me, bruh. That's what I love about them. I don't know one Aquarian woman who takes bullshit. Rick slammed me up against the closet door. That was it. I don't even remember the reason, but it was important. I was very thin and I was pretty strong, but junkie or no junkie, I wasn't having any of that. I threw him out with his suitcase and his 2 Dobermans. A couple of weeks after I got rid of him, I got evicted too. By this time, I was so addicted that all of the rent money was starting to go to my habit. I got behind in the rent. And when I came home from a trip, the front door was padlocked. I was going down fast into my addiction. I had become quite friendly with a guy named Tiny Tim and his wife who lived in Springfield. They lived in the projects and I visited them frequently. One night I was over at Tim's and the word was that he had gone to Mexico to bring back some brown heroin. I don't know nothing about that, but what I do know is that the brown heroin is supposed to be the best juggy because it's pure. It ain't cooked with creams and sunflowers and stardust. It's pure. That's what the niggas tell me. I don't know. I don't do that shit. I shot some of it. I was in the bathroom, and before I knew it, I had collapsed under the sink. As I was going unconscious, I remember visualizing what the obituary headline would read.